We're going to do chapters 21 to 25. Chapter 21, Echoes from the Ashes. The resistance base buzzed with new energy. The captured supply had strength, and whispers of growing uprising across the galaxy filled the corridors. Ace, as always, remained vigilant. He kept to the shadows, his great bear form to the narrow halls, but his presence had become a symbol of strength. Rowan, now able to babble, was rarely far from his side. Then one morning, something changed. Ray burst into the command center, holding in transmission chips. You need to hear this. Ace followed her to the briefing room, where Poe and Finn and Relan were already gathering light dances across. It was a woman. Her armor was scarred, old, imperial, but barely recognizable. Her face was dirty. There was something unmistakable about her eyes. Amber, like Ace. My name is Kira, the woman said in the recording. If anybody hears this, I'm alive. Order. Prison or prison. I don't know if anyone from my family survived, but I have intel and remember everything. Ace stared, stunned in silence. Finn frowned. That voice, Ace. Ace stepped forward. Eyes wide, he touched the edge of the projection with one claw. The moment he spoke, there's only one word, but thunder with emotion. Kira. A soft gasp escaped from his throat. A sound of shock and hope. She was alive. His sister. The Empire hadn't killed her, like they said. She had survived, just as he had. The room fell silent. Rowan reached up from Ace's side and gently touched his father's paw. She was heading towards Sorgan, Leland said. We picked up that signal from a resistance. Could be only days away. I'm going to find her. Poe nodded. We'll go with you. No. Ace growled. Not harshly, but firmly. This is something I have to do. Ray stepped forward, with his hand on his arm. Then we'll help you prepare. And you bring her home. Ace turned, gently scooped up Rowan in one paw. Looking out once more at the image. Hope had returned. The Great Bear had a new mission. And family had one more chance. Okay, so going on to chapter 22, which now we shift gears from the main perspective over to another perspective. Chapter 22. The dusty roads of Sorgan stretched ahead under the fading twin suns on the horizon. Kira adjusted her worn cloak, the weight of the past heavy on her shoulders. Something flickered in her chest. Moments had passed since her escape from the brutal First Order prison. Every step forward for survival and for answer. She had no idea what became of her family. The last memories she had were chaos, the Empire's brutal purge, her parents taking her younger brother lost in the fray, but she had survived. And now she had a lead, a whisper from the resistance cell on Sorgan, of a message of reading her. Kira's fingers brushed the pen around her neck. A small shard of the Kyber crystal. Oh, the cell might connect her to them. She knew who her younger brother was somewhere else there, but she didn't know he had been a massive grizzly bear, cursed but fighting for freedom. A guardian known across the galaxy. No. Kira, he was still a boy she had teased and protected as a child. Her pace slowed as she approached the small resistance outpost nestled among them. The base was quiet. Too quiet. She moved cautiously, senses alert. Inside, she caught sight of a figure. Not a human. Not quite what she expected. A massive bear stood near the entrance, eyes scanning the horizon. Kira's breath caught. Could this be? She didn't know it yet. But deep inside, she felt a pull. Something ancient and unbreakable. Her journey was far from over. But soon, the siblings' paths would cross once again. But when they did, the galaxy would never be the same. Chapter 23. The gates of the resistant outpost creaked open as Kira stepped cautiously inside, brushing against the metal, casting a long shadow of every movement. Her heart pounded in her chest, not from fear, but from a mixture of hope and uncertainty. She had come so far, and now finally she was here. A soft growl echoed down the corridor. Kira froze. Then from the shadows, a massive figure emerged. Tall and broad, covered in thick layers of fur. Deep ember eyes that shone with both wisdom and sorrow. The great bear. Rebecca, Ace? The bear's eyes widened, a flicker of recognition shining through the wildness. Slowly, he tilted his massive head towards her. Kira? His voice was deep, layered with growls and warmth. She stepped forward, tears welling. I thought you were gone. I thought I lost you. Ace's growl softened to a rumble of relief as he gently nuzzled her shoulder. Behind them, Poe, Ray, Finn, and Relan watched in awe of quiet smiles. Families united. Rowan, nestled in Ace's arms, reached out a tiny hand toward Kira, cooing softly. Kira knelt down, smiling through tears. Hello, little one. Ace's voice trembled with emotion. She's safe. Well, sorry, I think that was the typo there. I was meant to say he, but I'll say he's safe for now. The past, the curse, the battles, and the loss all melted away for a moment. Here, in this small room, on the edge of the galaxy, hope was reborn. The great bear was no longer alone, and together they would face whatever the stars had in store. Chapter 24. For the first time in years, the siblings sat side by side. One human, one bear, both survivors. Kira leaned against the wall of the quiet resistance dormitory, her cloak draped over her shoulders. From her, Ace on the floor, his massive bear form calm, Rowan dozing peacefully in his arms. There was the silence at first, comfortable, healing silence. I still can't believe it, Kira said finally with a whisper, brushing strands of her dark hair. You're alive. She doesn't laugh. You're a bear. Ace rolls softly. A deep, non-threatening growl. A curse, punishment, but also freedom. Kira frowned. Freedom? He nodded. The Empire turned me into a weapon. I did things I can't forget. But when the curse took hold, it broke their grip. For once, I could choose who I wanted to be. She looked down at Rowan, peacefully breathing in her brother's arms. And you chose to be a father. I didn't choose him, he said. His voice quieter now. Thoughtful. He chose me. I could have ended life right then and there. But I had orders. I could have ordered. I looked at him and saw something. And saw the one thing I'd never have. Kira placed a gentle hand on his massive paw. A future? Met her gaze. And now you're here. We could build something. Something real. She nodded slowly. But we can't just hide. The First Order's still out there. Still hurting. We can't let them take more families. A knock at the door interrupted them. Poe leaned in. Hate to break up the family moment, he said with half grin, but we got a situation. Listening Post picked up something. First Order activity in the outer reaches. Another fleet. Kira stood, immediately pulling her cloak on. We'll help. Ace rose with her, stretching on to a secure sling on his chest. The baby stirred, clung closer, soft, happy sigh. Let's finish what they started, Ace said, his voice stronger. For every family. Poe nodded, eyes staring between the siblings. We got a briefing in 20. We'll all the firepower we can get. Kira looked back at Ace as they stepped into the hallway. The Great Bear's heavy foot beside hers. Together now. Not as pawn, not as fugitives, as family. And the resistance just got stronger. Chapter 25. The war room of the resistance base filled with tension. Holograms hovered above a hollow table. A map of a bleak remote system, Elix, in the deep outer reaches, the stars flew around it. Finnan pointed towards the spike activity in the readout. This isn't a patrol where fleet movement, star destroyers, trooper transport, supply chains. They're preparing. Ray frowned. But why Elix? It's just a mining system. Abandoned after the Clone Wars. No longer, said Kira, stepping into the light. Elix had Kyber deposits, once unstable. If the First Order is mining Kyber again, they're preparing something massive. Poe crossed his arm. Another Star Killer, another Death Star. We're not letting them finish whatever it is. Ace growled, his voice a deep rumble. Vincent, wide-eyed but calm, watching his father's resolve. Poe glanced at him and gave a half smile. Well, I've flown with Wookiees, droids, even from Felucia once. But a grizzly bear with a battle plan, that's new. It's not only. We go in quiet, get whatever intel we can, and if needed, we hit. Kira leaned in. I'll infiltrate the main post. I know their old encryption patterns, codes, and send a signal. I'll cover This guy, Poe said. Finn, Rey, you back her extraction. And me? Ace asked. Poe paused. You draw attention. Ace growls deep in satisfaction. Good. The icy blue planet loomed below them in half shadow, covered in artificial heavy machinery, resistant transports dropped in low, emitting standard. Kira slipped into the shadows, climbing across the icy ridge and piping tunnels. She wore restorative gear modified enough just to blend in. Her breath fogged with each step. She didn't falter. Ace stood at the edge of the canyon, overlooking the mining base. He was still almost landscape until a squad of troopers spotted him. What is that? Then his roar shattered the silence. Ace charged full force. The snow exploded beneath his paws. Stormtroopers scattering. He moved like thunder. Great. Shattering walls, drawing all the attention to himself as planned. Kira slid into the base control hub during the chaos, plugging in the spike. Come on! They loaded coordinates, cover volumes, shipment routes. She hit transmit. Outside, Ace was surrounded, but not failing. Faye and Rin arrived just in time, saber cutting through the cold. They escaped through the side ridges as Poe's X-Wing provided cover fire overhead. The mission was successful. Intel secured. Operation Helix exposed. Roan giggled in Ace's arms as the bear let off a soft growl that sounded almost like Kira stood beside him, bruised but grinning. We make a good team, she said. Ace looked around at the others. Rey, Finn, Poe, Relan. Then down, our son. We're more than a team, he said. We're family. Okay. So that was the end of chapter 25. So they have just so they're about to see, now they're about to run into a spy who is playing on both ends. So that is the end of chapter 25.